Facts. I hope we're all live. Hi, everybody. Okay, yes, I hope you're all doing well out there. I was just going to say, just to introduce myself, I'm Lisa Lazuli. I've been an astrologer for 27 years. Actually, I think I've been an astrologer all my life because I've always been fascinated with people's life stories, their personality, and how it all works out for them. And I guess I'm just a destiny junkie, right? I kind of can't help, despite my sometimes cynicism, believing that we all have a destiny, a purpose, and that the strange twists and turns of fate in our lives all mean something. And I think astrology helps us put some of those pieces together. I mean, life can sometimes seem random, chaotic. We all lose hope, right? We all despair and get down on ourselves. But astrology is there to say, hey, these are your strengths. These are your weaknesses, work on them, but turn those weaknesses into strengths, because at the end of the day, you are here for a purpose and you have some important role to fulfill, not only for yourself, but for others, for society, the world at large. You can create opportunities for others and you can thrive in the process. So astrology helps us get in contact with those positives and not lose sight of them, right? So if you're new to my channel, I do an awful lot of videos. I'm trying to do more lives, and I talk about, moon signs, Venus signs, I do horoscopes, and I also try and inspire you every week to stay motivated and give you a few pointers of what the planets are up to, because there's some big shifts going on. Well, there's been amazing shifts already in 2025, but now with Mars going into Virgo tomorrow and the new moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter, there's some unique opportunities. I did a live last night. I'm busy uploading clips of that. It's telling you how Mars in Virgo relates to all the different star signs. What are the kind of key energies you have to grab hold of and exploit? And what do you need to do? And also a general thing on new moon in Cancer and what it means for everybody, really, and why it's a little bit of an uplift in the energies, and it's going to create some emotional healing and cleansing. So do check out those. They're not all uploaded yet, but they are coming soon. So I hope you'll all subscribe to the channel so we can all stay in touch. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about is I get a lot of questions about like the rising sign. It's a very important aspect of astrology. But for a lot of people, they don't know what time they're born, right? Because their parents either don't remember, or a lot of people who were born in the 60s and that don't really know, right? People millennials and Gen X tend to know their time. Not everyone does. And you need to know your place. So the rising sign is the first way we debunk people who start saying, well, not everyone, every single Aries in the world is the same, right? That's what the detractors from astrology will say. And they're right, they're not the same, because Aries are all born in different places in the world, different times, and that's going to set up your chart in terms of ascendant, moon sign, Venus sign, the aspects everything forms, in which houses planets form. So it's really crucial. And yeah, I know you're going to get a lot of people born in the same hospital at the same time, but there are also environmental factors. For example, the kind of parents' welfare, well-being and financial well-being, the places you were born, but you're still going to have very similar traits to Aries, born at the same time and the same place. Now, why the ascendant, based on your time and place, is so important is not only does it give you your ascendant or rising sign characteristics, but it sets up all the houses in your chart. So you'll then know what planets are at angles, what planets fall in what houses, and that's kind of important too. So if you don't know your time, or you want to know more about your time, I'm going to give you some clues, right? So that you can work out maybe what rising you are. So the rising sign is about your most obvious traits and persona, the person you are when you're younger. As you grow older, you grow more into your sun sign, right? The rising sign is also how you approach new situations, right? Your attitude in new situations. Are you cautious? Are you gung-ho? Do you dive in the deep end? And it's also about health and physical characteristics that you identify most strongly with, to identity. It's also, can you imagine, we've all entered a masked ball and everyone is wearing a fancy mask. Some masks are very ornate, some are more sort of monochrome, some masks simple, some are very fuzzy, some are quite laid back. Everyone has the mask that they wear to the world. And our ascendant is our mask. It's our way of coping with life. It's like our game face, the kind of sort of reflex persona we slip into when we insecure, faced with a new situation, or when we want to impress others. So it's part of us we're very comfortable with, right? Now, Your ascendant can also be highly modified by a placement of a planet in the first house. So, for example, if you're Scorpio rising and you are Gen X, it's highly likely that you have Pluto in your first house, or even a millennial, right? It's likely, I think it's Scorpio rising millennials will have Pluto in their first house. That doubles the power of Pluto. Now, for example, if you're a Sagittarius Gen X, you'll have Neptune in your first house. That gives you much more of a Pisces feel, a more creative, more fluid character, right? So obviously your ascendant is going to be modified by a strong strong planetary placement in the first house or near the ascendant. So that's a factor to take into account as well. Rising signs also may say a lot about how you came in the world, right? So now I'm going to do a little rundown of each rising sign with a little sort of definition to help you understand if you may be this rising sign.